Once upon a time, in a village nestled among rolling hills of Tripura, a hardworking Jum cultivator lived with his family, his elderly parents, his wife, and their little daughter named Kusumti. Life was simple for the family, but contentment filled their home. One day, however, tragedy soon struck the family. The cultivator's wife fell gravely ill and passed away, leaving behind her husband and their infant daughter. With a child to raise and his aging parents to care for, the cultivator was compelled to remarry. And in time, his second wife bore him another daughter, Kormoti, who was born with a golden-yellow complexion, resembling the glow of ripe turmeric. The two half-sisters grew up together, bound by love and laughter, sharing responsibilities in their home and in the Jum fields. Yet as time passed, differences between them became evident. Kusumti, with her dark complexion, harbored a deep-seated envy towards Kormoti, who had a golden-yellow complexion. While Kormoti was diligent and kind-hearted, Kusumti grew resentful of her sister's beauty and effortless skills. Soon it reached harvest season, a time of joy and where crops and vegetables are beautifully ripened in abundance. One morning, Kusumti and Kormoti set off to the Jum fields with their langa. Kormoti diligently collected vegetables, filling her basket to the brim. Kusumti, however, idly sliced the best crops with her billhook and started eating them instead of gathering them. As Kormoti's basket overflowed, Kusumti's basket remained empty. At noon, when it was time to return home, Kusumti turned to her sister saying, "Kormoti, share some of your vegetables with me, or I will have nothing to show to our parents at home." Kormoti frowned. "No, sister, I cannot. You ate everything you picked, while I gathered these to share with our family. It is unfair to demand a share now." Kusumti seethed with anger but kept silent. She resolved to teach Kormoti a lesson. On their way home, the sun gets very hot, so they stop by the river, which is not very far from their village, to rest beneath a banyan tree. Kusumti noticed a strong branch stretching over the water and suggested they make a swing on it. Innocent and unsuspecting, Kormoti agreed. She fetched a vine from the forest and tied it securely by climbing up the tree. Kusumti, being the elder one, decided to swing first, giggling as the cool breeze brushed against her face. When she stepped down, Kormoti eagerly took her place. As she swung joyfully in the cool breeze, Kusumti, fueled by her jealousy, suddenly pushed her younger sister with force. "Sister, stop!" Kormoti cried in terror, but Kusumti only pushed harder. With a final, violent thrust, Kormoti lost her grip and plunged into the river below. A giant bullfish lay in wait beneath the surface of the river. In an instant, it swallowed Kormoti whole. Suddenly, the entire stretch of river, touched by the glow of Kormoti turmeric-colored skin, turned golden yellow. Kusumti gasped in horror. She had never intended for things to go this far. She was helpless. But as panic set in, she composed herself, filled her empty basket with Kormoti's vegetables, and hurried home. Upon reaching home, Kusumti's stepmother asked, "Where is Kormoti?" "She's tired and is coming slowly behind me. She'll reach soon," Kusumti replied indifferently before sitting down to eat. Later that day, their grandmother went to bathe in the river. She noticed something strange. The water had turned yellow. Curious, she scooped some in her hands, but the color did not remain. "Strange," she said. She shrugged it off and began washing her clothes against a hollow dead log which was sat at the edge of the river. Suddenly, a faint voice echoed, "Oh, grandmother, your beating hurts my leg." The old woman paused, looking around. Seeing no one, she began washing again. Again, a voice called, "Oh, grandmother, your beating hurts my chest." Bewildered, the grandmother stopped and listened. When she beat her clothes a third time, the voice whimpered, "Oh, grandmother, now it hits my head." Trembling, she asked, "Kormoti, is that you?" A weak voice responded, "Yes, grandmother. I am trapped inside a massive bullfish under the dead log that you are washing." Summoning all her strength, the old woman removed the wooden structure, revealing a massive fish. Its belly bulged. The fish could not move after swallowing Kormoti. Fortunately, Kormoti's face was still visible on a fish mouth, but barely breathing. The old woman rushed home and called for help. The cultivator arrived with a billhook, carefully cutting the fish open. Kormoti, frail but alive, tumbled out. Gasping for breath, she tearfully recounted Kasamti's betrayal to her family. Furious, the cultivator swore to punish Kasamti. At dawn, Kasamti's father built a strong bamboo cage. When it was ready, he called for his daughter. "Step inside and see if you can stand upright," he commanded. Unsuspecting, Kasamti obeyed, only to find the door slammed shut behind her. She screamed and pleaded, but her father remained unmoved. "You tried to kill your own sister," he said coldly. "Now, you will suffer the fate you intended for her." The cage was hoisted onto a tree branch in the courtyard, where Kasamti was left to endure the scorching sun by day and the biting cold at night. She was denied food and water. Days passed. Kasamti grew weaker, her cries fading, her prayer left unheard. There was nobody in her family that she could ask for help. It's her against the world. Kormoti, despite all that had happened, could not bear to see her sister suffer. So when her parents went to the Jum field, and when her grandmother isn't watching, she tied rice and water to a bamboo pole and passed them to Kasamti. "Promise me you won't tell anyone I'm helping you," Kormoti whispered. "I promise, sister. I won't tell a soul," Kasamti replied gratefully. Days passed. Despite her sister keeping her alive, all Kasamti wanted was to be set free from the cage that was holding her captive. One silent noon, as Kasamti gazed at the blue sky, she envied the Nuai birds soaring freely above. Overcome with longing, she sang softly and melancholy, "Oh, my Nuai birds, look at me. Bring me feathers, for in the blue sky I wish to fly." The Nuai birds, moved by her sorrow, descended one by one, each offering a feather. Kasamti gathered them and stored them in her cage. The next day she sang again, "Oh, my Nuai birds, pick me up. Bring me beaks, for a Nuai bird I wish to be." Again the birds heeded her plea, gifting her a beak. Kasamti collected them, hope rekindling in her heart. On the third day she sang, "Oh, my dear Nuai birds, pick me up. Bring me nails, for up high in the blue sky I wish to fly." The birds responded once more by gifting her nails. Kasamti now had feathers, beaks, and nails. She only needed thread. She begged her stepmother for needle and thread, but she ignored her. Once again she questioned her fate by looking at the sky in tearful eyes. She certainly can't ask Kormoti for the fear of her stepmother. One fine day when her parents went to the Jum field, she turned to her grandmother, who, despite everything, had already softened. She handed Kasamti a broken needle and some thread. With trembling hands, Kasamti stitched herself a dress of feathers, beaks, and nails whole day. In the evening, when no one was watching, she slipped on the dress that she made. Suddenly, she felt a surge of strength within her. But when she saw her parents coming from the Chum field, she hurriedly took off the dress. One day, when no one was watching, Kasamti donned her Nuai dress and tested her wings. To her astonishment, she felt lighter and stronger. God had finally listened to her cries. Her Nuai bird dress becoming one with her body, she gradually transformed into a Nuai bird. Elated, she pecked the bamboo rails with her beak, slowly weakening them to almost a point of breaking. Then she sang softly, "Give me strength in my wings, for in the blue sky I will fly." She then, with a final push, shattered the cage and soared into the sky. Her heart leaped up with joy of freedom. Invoked by Kasamti, the Nuai bird circled her home along with her. All the villagers gathered in their courtyard to see Kasamti in the form of a bird. Kasamti's parents looked up to the sky and requested her again and again to come back, begging it was their fault and she shall not be punished ever again. She called to Kormoti, her little sister. She says, "Sister, I will never forget your kindness. May you find a perfect partner and happiness in your life. The river turned golden yellow when you fell into it, and so it shall bear the color of you forever." To her parents, she said, "I had no intention to kill my little sister. It was her ill fate." Then the fish swallowed her. "You held me captive in a bamboo cage. You never gave me food in hunger, nor water in thirst. Now you call me back, but it is too late. The Nuai birds are my family now. They were dear to me." Heartbroken, her parents pleaded, "Kasamti, our precious daughter, we are to blame. We know it's too late to bring you back now, but at least come home sometimes." Kasamti hesitated. "If you leave food and water on the rooftop at Hangrai, I will come. With those final words, she bid goodbye to her wailing sister and joined the Nuai birds, disappearing into the endless sky, singing, "Oh, the Nuai birds of the remote sky, up in the remote sky you go, pass all the feces out, off their bodies below." And so, it is said that each winter, when the Nuai birds return, Kosomti visits her home, unseen, taking the meal left for her on the rooftop.